welcome to the video. I'm Light the Viking. This is gonna be my top 10 all-time favorite mods for Skyrim. You can follow me at twitch.tv/lighttheviking on Twitch. I stream Monday, Tuesday, Friday and Saturday at 8 PM CET. Now, let's get into the top 10 list. Alright, so at number 10 on the list we have Immersive Sound Compendium. It's a dramatic and extensively customizable overhaul of Skyrim sound that greatly expands the functionality and scope of the audio. First off, this is much more than just a replacing of existing sound files in the game. So basically, this mod changes up weapons, magic, creature sounds, a couple of minor changes in addition to interface. Also, it's a lightweight and completely script-free mod. So here we are in the game and I'm going to show you one thing that Immersive Sounds Compendium does. You can change your healing sound. That's more of like an old school restoration spell sound. And if you have heavy armor, like me, you will hear the heavy armor more while having this mod installed. Oh, we have some combat as well. You can hear some of the weapon sounds. There you go. So that's some of the things this mod does, along with obviously archery. You can have a more subdued sound, you can have a twang to your bow, and whatever you might want for the combat sounds. And then in at number 9 we have Wildcat combat for Skyrim. It's a streamlined yet fully featured combat overhaul. It makes combat more dangerous and visceral by increasing lethality, adding injuries and context-sensitive stagger, making combat AI more responsive and aggressive. It accomplishes this with minimal scripting and no save bloat. Alright, so here we are in the game, looking at Wildcat combat in the MCM menu. So here's where you can basically disable or enable the combat. And you can manage the difficulty here, or allow Wildcat to manage the difficulty. So if you put it on legendary difficulty, which I have, damage dealt is 0.50 times. And damage taken is 3.50 times, and you can edit that as you will. You can have a legendary damage taken up to 8 times if you would like that. I wouldn't really recommend that, but if you like a challenge in that way, you could do that. There's a lot of tweaks you can apply as well, like injuries. If you don't like injuries, if you just want the combat overall without it, you can just disable it. And here you can see threshold injury occurrence, threshold 1, threshold 2. You can also disable injury stagger, disable time block here, and you can also tweak the stamina costs for one-handed, two-handed bow, whatever you want. So as you see, there's a lot you can do with Wildcat combat. Alright, so in at number 8 we have Imperious Races of Skyrim. This is a mod that makes the races of Skyrim unique and diverse by overhauling racial abilities, powers and stats. Each race gets 3 new abilities and a quest to unlock their racial power. NPCs can also use them. Alright, so here we are in game with my orc. I'm going to use him as an example. You start with 105 health, 80 magicka, 115 stamina, and health regen is 1.0%. Magic regen is 2.75%, stamina regen is 5.5%, and carry weight is 350. That's when you start with an orc. So the first thing is Bloodlust. When entering combat, gain 25% movement speed and 300% magic and stamina regeneration. Bonuses gradually decay to 0 over 20 seconds. So that's in your active effects. Right there. That's a passive when you enter combat. And then you have something called Shockwave, which is once per battle, and you have to jump to cause a tremor that staggers enemies and may knock them off their feet. So when you go into battle, you jump, and when you land close to an enemy, they will get stunned, basically. And the quest reward, after you stagger 150 enemies with Shockwave, you unlock Berserk, which is an active ability. Once a day, doubles attack damage and critical strike damage, and halves spell cost for 15 seconds. While off cooldown, it may activate randomly in combat itself. So in at number 7 we have Campfire Complete Camping System. It's the most feature-rich standalone camping mod for Skyrim Special Edition. It was actually created from Frostfall 2.6's unique immersive camping system. You can enjoy an unparalleled camping experience in conjunction with some of your favorite survival and immersion mods. Alright, so here we are in the game. We're in a very cold environment here up north. There's a windhelm. We just beat a troll right here, as you see. And we're tired. We need to camp and get warmer by a fire. So I'm going to show you right now what you can do with Campfire. So first we can actually build an actual campfire right here. You can use the campfire, and what you want to do, if you want to use it to create some fire with firewood and magic spell like destruction, or you want to just use it to strike stone, you can do that. So if you're a mage, you can actually just light the fire with magic, or if you're not, if you're just a warrior, you can strike the stone. We're gonna use light fire with magic, which will also increase your destruction skill, by the way. And then you can also make some meat here, hork a loaf, leg of roast, pheasant roast, whatever you have. You can also create a roaring campfire, which burns for 12 hours, emits a very strong heat, can be used for cooking and inspiring, and you'll replenish fuel so it lasts longer. Burns for 6 hours. But what you can also do, which is very interesting, is skills. Endurance skills here. So what I have on Firecraft, I have 4 out of 4. Light campfires 28 seconds faster in all weather conditions when using strike stone. When it comes to adaptation, I have 5 out of 5 rank here. Increase the warmth rating by 100, which is very useful in places like the Pale or, you know, around Windhelm. You can exit skills there. And also, if you want to just camp here, you obviously need a small fur tent or a leather tent. A small fur tent is better in cold environments because it protects you. You can use the bedroll, lie down if you want, or you can just sleep straight away. You can use the light, which will turn on the lantern there. You can lie down and relax for a bit and begin to warm up. Warm up by the fire. So in at number 6 we have a very natural progression here. iNeed, food, water and sleep. This is a mod that requires you to obviously eat, sleep and drink water. This is a natural progression from the number 7 mod on my list, Campfire, into iNeed, where after you've slept maybe, you want to eat and drink. I have an apple symbol and a bottle symbol. That means I'm hungry and thirsty. What you can do, you just go in here, you drink some water here, which you fill your water skin from a river, for example. Then you drink water, and then you'll feel well hydrated. And you can also eat some food. Let's say grilled leeks and lavender dumpling, which will make you feel well sated. Plus, if you eat several different types of food, you will also get a buff, a varied diet buff, which is right here. Your consumption of a wide variety of food, stamina and magic are increased by 60 points. Alright, so in at number 5 we have Frostfall, Hypothermia, Camping, Survival. The reason this comes in at number 5 is because Campfire is needed for this mod. And the primary objective of this mod is to add a deep immersive level of gameplay to Skyrim while keeping tedium to a minimum. An immersion mod should never get in the way of fun, in my opinion, and you can actually tweak it in game to be colder or not as cold, so you don't get cold that fast. It depends on your subjective taste. So here we are in game. You'll probably see I'm warming my hands. That's because I have Frostfall installed, and Campfire on top of that, obviously. Frostfall coming in at number 5 is a very immersive way of playing Skyrim, because Skyrim is obviously the coldest province in Tamriel, so it's just a natural mod to have in the game. But you don't have to have the cold setting, obviously. You can go into mod configuration, Frostfall, and then obviously on overview you have to enable it before you do anything else. But when it comes to gameplay, you can have exposure rate, which is set at default. It should be 1.0, but you can set it at anything you want. You can have extremely cold or nothing at all, obviously, to just very, very low cold rate here, like 0.2. And at max exposure you can either die, like I've set it to, get rescued, or have nothing happened. But if nothing happens at max exposure, you'll still be debuffed in crazy amounts. That's something you gotta think about. You can also set frigid water to be dangerous or not at all. Pause exposure during dialogue. This is very important that you have on, in my opinion. Combat 2, that's like more of a subjective thing, I guess, but I have it on. High exposure slows you, I have that on. Vampire behavior, you can set it to supernatural, immortal or mortal. You can also disable fast travel, which is a great feature in my opinion. Then you have some meters here. You can select the layout preset. I prefer to have it top left, but you can set it bottom right, bottom left, top right, whatever you may please. In at number 4 for me is Alternate Start, Live Another Life for Special Edition. It's a very, very good mod that makes you skip the Helgen sequence, the vanilla start, and you just go straight into customizing your character, and then you'll be able to choose from many different starts, even the vanilla start if you really want to do that. We're just going to start a new game here. So what happens now, you get thrown into the character customization straight away, which is great. And then a second chance started. What you then do, you use the Mara statue to choose a new life for yourself, basically, from all the different starts here. You can even do vanilla start, as I said. You can be an outlaw in the wilds, vigilant of Standor, camping in the woods, attacked or left for dead. That's actually one of my favorite ones, because you start from 0 and then you can go to hero. You all literally start with rags and 5 apples. You can also just choose surprise me, which will choose one of the many starts for you. Let's do that.
Leaving your life to chance, so be it.
And what you do then, you just go and sleep in the bed for the game to start. And then we started as a Dawn Guard at Fort Dawn Guard. So that's an interesting start for people that likes to kill vampires and hunt them. In at number 3 we have Beyond Skyrim Bruma for Special Edition. This has to be my favorite DLC-sized mod for Skyrim. So basically you travel beyond the borders of Skyrim and you explore Bruma, which is the northern city in Cyrodiil, the most northern one. You can delve into Aelid ruins, meddle in local affairs, or explore the wilds. And it's very, very well made. Plus it's also in the 4th era of 201, which is basically the same events as Skyrim. So it's actually trying to be very lore friendly, and I think it did an amazing job at that. So here we are in Cyrodiil. As you can see, there's an Aelid ruin right in front of me here that we can explore. But this mod has been created in a handcrafted manner, just like how Skyrim was. And it's beautifully created, I must say. You can even explore the Aelid ruins if you like. As you see, there's amazing atmosphere as well. Some traps here too. Lots of loot, lots of interesting quests. Miscellaneous side quests and main stories to do in this mod. Got some gear there from a vigil of Standor. So there might be some vampires down here. Who knows? But yes, this is my favorite DLC-sized mod, and I really, really recommend it. So here we are in the sauna. In at number 2. This is not going to be a surprise for many people, but this mod is called SkyUI. It is the best user interface that Skyrim has ever had for Legendary Edition or Skyrim Special Edition. And as you see, you can sort everything after type, after damage, after weight, after value, in all categories like weapons, apparel, potions, scrolls if you have that, food, ingredients, books, keys, and so on. It's just the best user interface mod that I really recommend literally everyone on PC at least install immediately. In at number 2. Do you have anything to add, Lydia? Nothing? That's good. Because she agrees that SkyUI is at number 2. Which leads us to number 1. You probably wonder what that is, and I will tell you right now. So in at number 1 we have Ordinator Perks of Skyrim. This is the best perk overhaul for Skyrim. It overhauls the perk trees of Skyrim, replacing them with 400 new perks to improve on the depth and the fun of building and playing your character. It's very lightweight, it is compatible with a lot of mods, and it's clean. In my opinion, this has to be the best. I have tried a couple of other ones, but they just don't come close to what Ordinator is as a perk overall, especially not vanilla. If you go straight from vanilla to this, you're gonna have an amazing time. So here we are with Ordinator in game. Ordinator just makes for so much replayability for different characters, thief, warrior, mage style characters. It's ridiculous, honestly. And like I said before about speech, you can actually go and pick shout perks. For example, and the universe listens. Shouting restores a point of health, magic and stamina equal to your shout cooldown in seconds. You gain speech experience when shouting based on your shout cooldown, which is incredible, honestly. And as you see, like, there's so many more perks than vanilla to choose from, which just makes everything more replayable, like I said again. And that goes for literally every magic school and every skill. For example, the heavy armor tree. Have you ever wanted to be a super badass, unkillable force? Then choose this to go to 100. You'll almost never die, even on legendary difficulty, with brutal combat mods and injury included. That's one of my biggest recommendations for warrior style combats. Smithing is also overhauled. You can even get a dwarven autocannon, create dwemer autocannons at the forge or anvil, and you can use the power you get to deploy them. Cannons fire parallel to your crosshair for 30 seconds, dealing damage equal to 30% of your smithing skill if you are within 12 feet. So again, so many types of playthroughs you can do with this, and you will never get tired of Skyrim if you install this. So there you go. Those are my top 10 all-time favorite mods for Skyrim. Thank you for watching. I'm Light the Viking. Take care.